and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. Welcome to We Are the People with Tracy Marks and Jorge Estamba, who ask you to know what's happening with your student loan. Tracy and Jorge keep a deep look at student loans in this country and the industries that surround it. Every week, We Are the People will bring you new insight into the corporate welfare industry, such as bailouts, and they connect with student loans. The show will highlight on your constitutional rights and how the current system is built to infringe upon them. Join the conversation by visiting our website chat room at wearethepeople.tv. Or call the show at 888-565-1470 and let us hear from you. And now, let's tune in to Tracy and Jorge for this week's discussion.
And welcome back to We Are the People. And I would like to thank Hallie Elise. I was just on her show previous to this one. Thank you, Hallie, wherever you are. And welcome back, Jorge.
Thank you. Yeah, Tracy and I haven't done a show in a few weeks. We've been busy, each going our own way, and glad to be back and co-host with you.
Yeah, I've missed you. So catch us up on what's been going on. You've been working a lot with Move On.
Yes, I've been working a lot with Move On. We're very concerned about many subjects, but we're going to split up the program today in first segment politics, second segment financial and student loans, which will be very interesting. So Move On is very concerned, as many organizations are, with what has transpired over the last few weeks regarding what started out as a lawsuit by Mr. John Boehner, who, as you know, has won my Rat of the Century Award already.
He deserves it.
And John Boehner came up with a lawsuit. And I looked into it, and Move On went into it. We've had various conferences, and it's interesting that that has never happened in the history of the country, that a standing president has been sued, because essentially the law stipulates that you cannot do it. So when you look at that, and you look at the document, and you look at the law, like Move On did, and everybody else can look at it, it's not complex, you see that, again, it's playing games with Mr. John Boehner. The way we feel about it, Tracy, as many Americans and Move On, is we're not at a stage in this country where we can be playing games in the Congress and with the people. We have to be sincere. It's, he's held back a number of legislation that could have been passed at Congress that would benefit this country, and it's numerous. And for this man to play games with a lawsuit that all it is would cost us, the taxpayers, money.
And it is costing us. We are paying this.
We are paying this. That is correct. And what most people do not know is that lawsuit is just a joke. It will never get off the ground because the Constitution will not allow it. To me, that is an insult to we, the American people, to a democracy, that this man, who I've called here before a dictator, who holds back all these laws, he's the one. They call Obama a dictator, and I'm not an Obama lover, like I said before, but I respect the presidency, and we have to respect him. We're allowed to criticize him, but with the tools that Obama has, with the John Boehner, I would not want to be in Obama's shoes, because all this man wants to do is be an obstacle for Obama. But when he does that, like I've explained before, Tracy, and Move On is saying, he is paralyzing the country.
It's a shame what they've done. I mean, oh my God. It's just unconscionable,
it's these
not
games,
to mention expensive. And the thing is, and Boehner is Sally Mae has given him millions over the years for his campaign. I mean, this man is definitely bought by many special interests.
I didn't know that. Could you expand on that? I didn't know that.
Well, my big issue is student loans.
Right.
That's what I'm always.
So Mr. Boehner has had
Fox and Klein too. I mean, these are the people that are in charge of what laws get in front of the Congress.
Correct.
I mean, are they not? Right?
Yes.
Okay, so Sally Mae is just one. I mean, you can go look on, look up who's giving them money. It's not that hard to do nowadays. And yeah, Sally Mae is a huge contributor. So how are they ever going to do what we want You know, time has become crucial, America. It's time for the people to step up, because things have gotten out of hand. And if we don't take hold of the reins and take things back now, we will have debt slaves and we will have debtors' prisons again, because there's just no way for the average American to recover
There's no way.
from the financial
There's
crisis
no way,
that's in
and
place
these
now.
people that are in Congress, and I don't care who they are, whether they're Democrats or Republicans, do not have our interest. They don't give a hoot about us. They don't care at all about any of our problems. And again, now going back to the lawsuit, I guess they realize, I don't know, they realized that this was not going to get them anywhere. In fact, they were really hitting bottom in the polls and so forth, because, I mean, a lot of people realized it. Not a whole lot, but a lot of people started to realize it little by little. So what they did now is, now they go to the procedure which is constitutional, and that is impeachment. Because now they can't sue them, and now they want to impeach Obama. And the reason they want to impeach Obama, okay, again, I'm not with the president on everything. I call it as it is, just like you and I have done. We have criticized him when he's done something wrong and when he's done something right, and that's the way it should be. But when you want to impeach a president because he has taken the presidential decree vehicle, that option that he's allowed to do it when he has no other recourse, well, I just see this as a conspiracy. And there's a lot of people like Move On that said this is just another dirty game, because
right. I mean, because look at how many executive orders Bush signed.
Exactly.
You know, so it's just
Bush signed.
It's a new era now.
Almost double the amount of what Obama has signed. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, no, they don't.
And they don't mention that.
No, they don't.
But the Democrats had a working bilateral, which is what it should be. The Speaker of the House, Tip O'Neill, work with everybody. Boehner doesn't do that. Boehner gets the legislation, keeps it in his pocket, which he's allowed to do,
So does
but it's
Virginia
a horrible
Fox.
parliamentary procedure, and he throws it out the window. And so what other recourse does a president have other than do presidential decrees? So they set him up, Tracy.
I believe that. I mean, I feel
It's
that
a
way. I
setup.
mean, I'm disgusted with him about a lot of things, but this isn't. Hey, we have a phone call.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, how do
We'll
we do
take it.
this? I don't even know how to do this. Huh? Hello?
Hi, it's Sonia. How are you?
Hey, how are you, Somya? Thank you for
Good.
calling in.
Somya with an
Yeah,
M.
absolutely. Hey, Jorge. It's good to see you guys.
Hi,
live.
Sonia.
I just wanted to
From Youthful
Congratulations.
Savings.
Calling
I
us
just
from
wanted
New
to
York
congratulate
City.
You guys.
We have a lot of viewership in New York City. We're very proud
Yeah,
of and very happy with the
absolutely.
people in New York City.
Yeah, and I have to say, I just want to congratulate you guys for taking the time to kind of bring out the truth and representing the people. It's incredibly important, and we really need to fix Congress. So I just really support you guys.
That's so kind of you, Somya, coming from you. This is a very, very involved and intelligent and involved is a key word, young lady that lives in New York City. And we need more people like her who listen, and she's not in agreement with us all the times. We've had some disagreements politically and philosophically, but we respect each other. And like you said, we have to realize what's going on, and our country is at a stage where one man like John Boehner is just totally taking control of this country.
Yes.
And this is not a democracy anymore.
Well, listen,
Really
Somya,
not.
can you
And I'm really
stick with us for
concerned
just a
about
moment?
education. What was that? I'm sorry.
Can you stick with us for just a moment? I'm going to have to do a quick break here real quick.
Sure.
I do want to also mention, I want to talk about skincare real quickly here. Not only are facials good for you, but in the right atmosphere, that can be a wonderfully relaxing experience. For just such an experience, I'd like to recommend Facials by Jamie. I've actually done that personally myself. She's awesome. Located in Pompano Beach at Jeannie Salon and Spa. Give her a call right now, 305-849-6877. That's 305-849-6877. She'll book you some amazing summer specials. And if you like the multiple options of a high-end spa, but the luxury of a boutique spa, then 2-in-1 is what you've got here. She's got some great specials for you. If you book and pay, you can get 4 or more of any of her spa treatments for $49. Those normally run $89, $79, $69. And then she's also running some other special packages. 8 facials booked and paid for, $360. That's $45 it goes down to. And if you book 12 facials, she'll give that price to you at $39. That's $468. We're going to take a quick break right now, and I'll be back with my guest, Todd Clapp. Thank you.
Youthful Savings creates and delivers innovative financial education products through a virtuous approach in order to disrupt the cycle of poverty. We provide affordable college planning solutions through our Financial Freedom web application and program, youth financial education and entrepreneurship training through our My Own Business Challenge curriculum and program, and group youth programs that teach entrepreneurship and financial education. 10 cents of every dollar earned is reinvested into the communities saved through the Youth College Scholarships. For more information, please go to www.youthfulsavings.com. Email at info@youthfulsavings.com or call 646-504-7164. CPA for the People provides CPA services and business consulting for innovative creators. Collaborative, personal, affordable. We specialize in tax consulting, business consulting, financial statement compilation, and personal finance. For more information, please go to www.cpaforthepeople.com or call at area code 630-244-7893. You're listening to We Are the People with social justice advocates Tracy Marks and Jorge Estamba, exposing the faults in our current-day society with industries that directly influence student loans. Join the conversation by calling into the studio at 888-565-1470 or join the chat room at wearethepeople.tv. Again, to call in, the number is 888-565-1470, and let us hear your voice. Now, back to our show.
Thank you for coming back to We Are the People. And joining me today is Todd Clapp. Right? Did I got
Correct.
you right? Okay. And then Rick Stroll has joined us again today as well. Todd here has found a way to help the student loan situation. Now, Todd, Rick and I have both been victims of the student loan issue. I mean, you know, Rick is in default. I'm getting there close. Now, it's my understanding, weren't you getting pretty close to that yourself?
I was there, actually.
Okay, so you were. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened and how that brought you to where you are now?
Sure. Well, I guess originally I was contacted to through a couple credit agencies. Kept on hassling me. I knew my loans were in default, and it actually got to the point where I got a tax set-off, where they were taking my taxes that I'd paid and putting them towards paying my student loans.
So you weren't getting your refunds because they were being pulled out before you could get them.
Correct, and actually it was a very bad time for me. I was expecting that money for some car insurance, and it was $1,200. And had I gone through the process that we now make available, I would have been able to do it and actually still had $800 left over and been on the right track.
Bought groceries and put gas in your car and paid your insurance, right?
And the electric bill.
Yep. So, when the tax set-off came, and I eventually decided that I needed to do something. So, they called me, the collection agencies had called me and had pitched, putting me into a rehabilitation program, and had told me that, you're going to get your wages garnished next. You're already in a set-off. They actually didn't even know. They were just threatening all this stuff. They didn't know that I already had a tax set-off. I did. And, I was working for a law firm at the time, and I went in, and I'd gone to law school, so I decided to do a little bit of research on this. I said, if someone could figure this out, it should be me. And, after spending a lot of time finding a lot of information, but not a lot of procedural information, not a lot of know-how, not a lot of implementation, and not a lot of ideas on how to implement this great government
Yeah.
program that's out there. I eventually called several companies to again, do my research on them.
Right.
And they ranged from charging me a percentage of my loans, which were $90,000. So some of them wanted $9,000 to do it. Some of them wanted less. And I finally settled on a company, which and started to go through them, which worked out well. And after that, I began to work for a law firm that was doing this.
Did you?
So, I was able to see, more of the back end to get an idea of the process that goes on.
So you did actually work for a law firm that is doing what you have.
What we are
take it
doing
you
now.
take it and tweaked it.
Correct.
Okay, so you are doing things differently than what you.
Correct. Well, a little bit. We're charging a lot less.
Thank you, because when you're in trouble, that's a big issue.
Yeah, and I mean that's really our goal. As we've spoken about, is to try to help people, and it's the way that I looked at it. It was that I could spend 3 or 4 more weeks trying to figure it out and maybe not get it done right, or hire somebody to do it right for me, and that's why we offer. We guarantee our results. That we're going to get it done right for
That's
you.
very unusual. Now, I can tell you, I call a lot of these type of companies, and kudos to you for actually coming on the show, because I can't tell you how many people, once they find out what I do, they won't even talk to me. So thank you for being here.
Well, our goal is to help people. I think we share that interest, and at the end of the day.
So you've created a business. What's the business that you've created?
Well, essentially, it's a document preparation business. What we do is, having worked for all these law firms and having helped create all these systems to do all their litigation. Essentially, what I've done is I've taken one of these systems and made it so that it works for student loans, and we go through the process. We obviously pull the loans, and we're a neutral party. Obviously, we want to choose what's best for you. We're not there to give legal advice. We're not a law firm, but as compared to the collection agencies, they're not on your side.
No, not at all.
They give you the warning. It says everything you say can and will be held against you. Having one of the things that happened to me actually is, I was going through my documents the other day from the collection agency, and they had me sign a document that waived my right to consolidate my loans through the program here, and I presume that everybody here understands what the program is. Most of your listeners know the program that's out there through the the DOE, through the federal program, through the
income-based repayment program.
The income-based. Well, they have it graduated through the William T. Ford Act, and
Yeah, there's several of them now that didn't used to be there,
Yeah,
even
and-
7 years ago.
Right. 2010 was the most recent funding for this, and the act that allowed them, and that's where since then a lot of this processing has come up.
So tell me how you're different
Well,
from other companies.
sure. A couple things. Like I said, we don't pretend to be a not-for-profit company. Certainly, we need to pay our employees.
Right.
We do offer the money-back guarantee when we do guarantee our results, and we're essentially once we're not going to take on somebody that we're not going to help.
So you have a protocol that you go through to see basically if they qualify for help.
Absolutely. Actually, once the intake process begins, before we take their first payment, they has to be approved by the manager of the processing department. Must approve them to be moved into the program.
And what determines approval?
He reviews the file. A couple things. One, just he wants to look at their loans. There's certain circumstances where you can't consolidate, and one of the things that we do whenever anybody contacts us, we send them out information. There's information on our website. If you have contacted us in the past, we send out a weekly newsletter every week trying to educate them on something. So, for instance, if you've consolidated all your loans,
Right.
There's certain circumstances you can't reconsolidate them. You need to have another loan to consolidate in. So, if you consolidated prior to 2007, you may or may not be able to reconsolidate your loans, and that's on a case per case basis.
Okay.
In addition, we also don't charge the residuals, which some companies do.
Yeah, most of them, they'll take like, okay, you have $90,000 worth of loans, they're going to take 900, down, and then they're going to cut the rest of that 10% up into monthly payments and either offer a membership of some sort or some kind of gimme that they're going to give.
Right. We're a one-time fee. We charge a one-time fee. It's all up front. We're not going to try to get you for anything else. After you've been enrolled in the Department of Education program, if you're on an income-based program, there is a yearly, something that you do have to do a year.
Every year, yeah.
But they shouldn't charge you $300 a year.
No, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't. And especially when these people are in financial straits yourself. And the reason that you're here is because you've went through this. Okay. So now are you going to be sitting for your bar?
Oh, no, I've sat for my bar.
You did? Okay.
Yep.
So you're not practicing law, though? You're doing this?
I'm pending my licensing, so I have to wait for that to get done. Thank you.
Congratulations. So, well, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to spend some more time with you. I'd like to go in a little bit more. Today was much shorter than I like. I think you have a lot of information to share. What would be your number one piece of advice to somebody that's in trouble with their student loans?
Well, I would say you want to take care of it, sooner than later, and to get some help somehow, and to get it done, to get halfway through the process. Why we're here is to, help people get through the process.
Because you eventually got to get back to those loans regardless.
You have to. I mean, your wage garnishment, you don't want to be in the situation that I was in. And, one of the great things about this program is if you're starting a family or if you have families, your payment can be determined. If you're on an income-based program, your payment is lowered if you have more family members or more dependents or what have you, and more expenses.
But doesn't that interest all add up on the back end?
Oh, well, it's always going to add up. I mean, interest is always going to run. Now, there's different types of, there's different types of programs depending on if you're in default or not. And there's people that come to us in different situations.
So now, do you actually help? Because a lot of these companies don't help people get out of default. Do you help people get out of default?
Yes, absolutely. We will.
And you're reasonably priced compared to these other companies.
Absolutely. Well, to get them out of default, sometimes we don't even charge to get them out of default, depending on their situation, a tax garnishment. We have a lot of information on our website about.
Give your website.
It's WeFixYourStudentLoans.com. I thought making very easy to remember.
Yeah, WeFixYourStudentLoans.com. I like that.
It's the name of the company is We Fix Your Student Loans.
Okay, we've just got a couple minutes left. There was a particular point I wanted to make, and it just blew out of my head. Okay, all right, so say you have Sally Mae is calling, they're breathing down your back. I know what it was. Statute of limitation on private loans. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Now, you deal with just government loans, I know. Currently.
Again, and this is not, obviously I can't give any legal advice, but there is the statute, Florida statute on a promissory note, which is what you sign when you do these loans, is 5 years. Now
when does that 5 years start?
The statute reads there's a number of triggering factors, and you can Google this, or for any state that you're in, you can look at what you can just Google your statute for promissory notes, and there's a couple determining factors. One is either a default or the expiration of, or 5 years past the last payment due on that.
Last payment due. So then if you've decided for whatever reason you have to go into default, don't let them talk you into a $10 payment, because that's going to restart your...
yeah, absolutely. A novation, that's called a novation, and that can certainly bring you back out.
Todd, give them your phone number and web address real quick.
Sure. It's 954-241-1811, and the web address, WeFixYourStudentLoans.com. You can email us at info@WeFixYourStudentLoans.com, and you can call us. There's no obligation. We give a free consultation. You're not obligated by the phone call.
And we're going to have you back for a full show where we can go over some stuff. And
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Mine.
Little Joe never once gave it away.
You have been listening to We Are the People with social advocates Tracy Marks and Jorge Estamba. who every week bring to the light the needs and changes in our current system. Tune in every Monday night at 7 p.m. on wearethepeople.tv and participate in the conversation in the chat room or call 888-565-1470. Tune in next Monday for more information and facts. And Tracy and Jorge remind you to stay aware of your surroundings and challenges at all times.